Have you ever thought about all of the thousands of millions of people who work in call centers? And it's all the same. It's all the same. I don't care which one you work in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Let's go through the whole time working in a call center. First, you get hired. You go down there, a couple hundred other people, and you sit there and you take all these silly-ass psychological tests to see if you are numbnut enough to work in a call center. They always tell you that you scored high. Oh, you're the thing you're looking for. You're going to be the next rage of the age, everything. Then comes class. It's always 3 weeks of class. I don't care if you're learning to repair a simple computer or learning to fly a space shuttle to the moon. It takes 21 days to learn. And you have a teacher. Now this teacher, everything the teacher teaches you is wrong. And they always let you know that. Now it doesn't work this way on the floor exactly. This is just so you'll learn the system and everything. But everything I'm going to show you here, when you get out on the floor, it's going to be different. So you get out there, poorly trained, and they put you in a cube. Now, in the old days, when you had a cube, they assigned you one. You sat at the cube. You brought little sand traps in, and you fixed them up. You had pictures on the wall. A nice picture of your mother here. A nice picture of the devil over here. It was your cube. That's not the way it is no more. Now you have floaters. Everybody's a floater except the fat lady who's been in the call center for 8 years. She's not floating anywhere. Okay? But you do. So then you start trying to make rank. You take these calls and you hope that you'll come to the top of the call center. Until you go out and you look at the list of the ranks and you start following the names down. All the way down to the bottom. That's where you're at. On the bottom. Now, up here is the numbnut little blonde that can't carry on a sentence, who's always passing calls to you. She's up here. And she is what's called the team hottie. All call centers are arranged in a team. Everybody's on a team. It's usually 10 or 15 people, and it's a team. And they have get-togethers and meetings, and they have leaders, and they have people who are head of this and the head of that and everything. But in every team, there's the team hottie. And she is hot because most girls in the call center have purple hair that stick everywhere. They're either pot-gutted, or they have a fat ass, or they have a flat chest. Well, this particular girl always looks, well, how can I say it? Basically normal. But she has wonderful golden locks falling to her firm, pouting breasts. And she's hot as a cheap pistol in a New Orleans whorehouse. But is she going to go with you? Hell no. She's not going to go around you. She's going to hang around with a guy that's been there for 6 months who has one of these. That's where she's going. And she's going to babble on the telephone, and you're going to hear it, and you're going to go, God damn. And she's going to go where? To the top of the list. She has no concept of what really matters in a man. None whatsoever. But she is the team hottie. And then, when you take calls, I don't care what you say or do. It doesn't matter. You can take a call and say, well, of course, I understand the product's not working right now, but it's because of the extreme polarity in the ionosphere right now that's affected the way your computer is churning and burning. We're going to have a graduate of MIT come out there by tomorrow and everything. He's going to completely rebuild your computer, and while he's there, he's going to do your lawn, and he's going to teach your teenage daughter how to pass her math class. Is that okay? a thing called quality. Have you ever noticed that every time you call a call center, there's always this thing that says, this call may be monitored for quality control. Well, yeah, okay. Well, that's that numbnut that sits in the back that can't take calls. So where do they put them? They put them in quality. He listens to your call and he grades you, or she grades you. And they say, well, your information was good, and your opening was good and everything, and you closed the call in a timely fashion, but you didn't express empathy. You didn't say you were sorry. No. So it comes down to this. In the first part of the call, you have to say, I'm sorry, or I understand. So you get a call, and the call says, the computer I bought from you just kind of blazed up a little bit, and when it did, it melted the plastic, some of the diodes and transistors inside, and my 9-month-old baby was beside it, and the baby inhaled some of the smoke and died before we could get it to the door for the paramedics and everything. Well, I'm sorry to hear that and everything, but I can give you a $25 gift card. Well, you pass quality, you just express empathy. And about the people who call centers, there's a whole subculture that calls a call center. Let me tell you, folks, anybody that calls a call center is a fucking idiot. It's as simple as that. Never, ever forget that. What kind of a human being calls New Delhi, hangs on the call center's hold line for at least 45 minutes to talk to someone who says, thank you for calling whatever company. My name is George. Your name ain't fucking George. It's Mohammed. You know, you ain't George. But anyway, he said, how can I help you? Well, I bought a motorcycle from your company and it blew up out in the front yard and I'm trying to pick the pieces up. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. See, this cocksucker just passed quality. I'm very sorry to hear that. Let me pass your call to the blow-up motorcycle division of our company. And then they get you. Now, here's the situation you're going to have. You have a perfect dichotomy. Perfect. You have, on one side, the guy that's in the call center, okay, and he went through a class that told him, even though he is a lower echelon numbnut who got hired off the street, that he is empowered. He's been empowered. He's empowered to answer the fucking phone, okay, but he's empowered. Now, on the other end of the line, up in, where's the place that people hate to take calls the most? Okay, probably Long Beach, California. Okay, there's a whole culture of people there that do nothing but call call centers, drink wine, and run around after pretty girls. When they're not doing that, they're calling the empowered guy. Well, this cocksucker is entitled. So you have empowered and you have entitled. You have an idiot over here that thinks he can do everything, knows he won't, and you have an idiot over here that thinks that the world owes him everything in the world because he bought a 1995 ShamWow off a TV and it got dirty and he was too stupid to put it in the washing machine. He wants 15,000 free ShamWows to last him for the rest of his fucking life. This guy over here is dedicated to getting off of the call in 12.5 minutes. There's the problem. And of course, there's the screaming and cussing. Now, ask yourself, what kind of individual gets on the phone, calls a major corporation, and starts screaming and cussing? What kind of idiot does that? What's in their mind? And their lawyers, and their doctors, and their housewives, and their pretty girls, and they all scream and cuss. Well, you don't know who I am, I'll tell you, and then the call will always end the same way. It's almost like there's a script. All people who call call centers have two lines that they always use. It's written right by the telephone, so they'll never forget it. The first line is, they describe this horrendous, horrible thing that's happened to them because what they ordered, the battery went dead, and you didn't send the battery right then. And they say, and that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. I cannot accept that. This is terrible, terrible customer service. That's not acceptable. And the second thing they say, when are you going to send me 50 batteries. Well, sir, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can send you a couple batteries and they'll be there in 2 days. Let me speak to your supervisor. Okay, what do call center supervisors do? Okay, they sit on high stools and they watch grids to make sure that you're on time, always on time. Now, you want to know what's it like to work in a call center? How is it to be cool working in a call center? Well, here's what it's really like. The next time you go to take a shit, I want you to take your cell phone with you, put the timer on, and time 3 minutes. Whatever you can do between your legs in 3 minutes, quality control will approve. That's what it boils down to. So we have entitled, empower. Let me talk to your supervisor. This isn't acceptable. A hottie at the other end who gets all of the picks and pans. Your ass who shows up on time, but it don't matter. And you have a livable wage. And there you are. And the only thing you can point to with pride is this motherfucker. And there are some people in call centers that walk around and wear this motherfucker like a badge of courage. They wear it all the time, and they wear it over their hat. Over their hat. They put their hat on inside, and they wear their headphones on their hat because they're cool, because they know that the hottie that's working right down there will certainly come their way.
Thank you for choosing. My name is Robert. What can I do for you today?
Yeah, I'm calling about the computer that's on sale. It's $9.99. It's on a flyer that came in the newspaper, and I'd like to order that one.
Okay, let me confirm everything with you. We have a Pentium 4 processor, 520 with HD technology, 2.8 gigahertz. Okay, DVD player in the first bay and a free CD burner on the second base. No floppy drive. You want to add a 3.5 floppy drive?
Will this not do a disk? If I wanted to put something on the disk, will it do it?
Yeah, actually, we recommend you the floppy because it's only $30, 30.
Okay, no, I don't want that.
Okay, are you sure? Because the future is going to cost more money. Okay, no speakers.
Speakers don't come with it?
No, sir. It's not in the flyer.
Okay, well, let me read it a little bit better, and I'll call back.
Why?
Thank
you got the flyer in front of you.
Yes.
And why you call me? That is bad for me. You call me and call me again. It's going to be bad.
Because I didn't realize that it didn't have speakers, and I don't want to have to order speakers for this price. So I'll just look somewhere else and find me another computer.
Oi! I can't believe it, like a little girl. I can't believe it, only for speakers. Go ahead, little girl, little pussy girl. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Let me talk.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Let me talk to your manager.
Little girl, you are little girl, little girl, little girl, little girl, little girl.
Are you going to let me talk to your manager?
Little baby girl, little hooker.
Giddy up.